Hey y'all, hey, it is your girl Tiara of Reflected Glory by Tiara, and today I wanted to talk about the fact that we need to keep on shining. It's been really hard these last few years just because of COVID and everything, and it's important that we continue to remember why we're here and what we are called here to do. And I think it's been very hard for people to come to terms with everything that's been going on and just the way of the world right now. And it just seems like everything is doom and gloom, but we are all being tested for a reason, and we're just all going through this season for a reason. And so I just wanted to come on here and just talk a little bit about my feelings about what's going on. So if you are looking forward to watching, just keep on watching and let's get into it. All right, y'all, so I had to go get my mic, but so y'all can hear me because I don't want to be yelling all in the camera and everything. But yeah, so I just want to give y'all my thoughts about the direction that we're headed in, and just the times that we're in right now, and how we can keep our positivity during this time. I think it's important to remember that trouble doesn't last always, and that God gives strength to the weary, and even though we have strong friends, and even though we feel strong at times, we all get burdened, we all feel tired and frustrated. I know for me, I got called in the other day to work and I was in tears because I was just yo, I do not want to be here. I feel like I've been here every single day of the week for the last 2 weeks. And it can be very hard because as some of y'all know, I work in healthcare, and you get tired of taking care of people all the time. And a lot of times it wears down on your body because you're helping everybody else. And so it kind of gets very hard to continue to wake up every morning at the crack of dawn to be at work. And then, you don't get off until late at night. For me, I don't get home until about 7:30, 8 o'clock. So it's just very hard to be consistent, just in life, just in general, and we all have our own lives. We all have things going on that's behind the scenes, which is another part that a lot of people don't see, is the behind the scenes things. There's a lot that happens behind the scenes that people don't know about, and they're reluctant to talk about just because it's private, But I think that if anything has shown us, what keeping things inside does to a person, it's been these last 3 years, just dealing with COVID and everything. I think that a lot of people are really experiencing a lot of mental distress just because of, trying to remain strong and trying to seem everything is okay. And everything is not okay all the time, And I think people tend to think okay, well, if I, tell my friends how I'm really feeling, or if I tell my family how I'm feeling, they just feel like it's not going to really help anything, or that people are going to downplay, how they feel. But I think it's important to at least give it a chance. Give it a chance because you just never know how your life can be, helped by, confessing how you feel to your friends and your family. There's a Bible verse that, tells us that, we carry each other's burdens. And hold on, I'm going to look it up just so y'all know exactly which one I'm talking about. Galatians chapter 6, verse 2 says, "Carry each other's burdens, and in this way you will fulfill the laws of Christ." So basically, what this passage is just saying, if anyone is caught up in something, bad, or it could be a transgression against God, it could be a transgression against another person, to bear one another up, and
to help each other. And I think that's very important because God is always with us. He's always there for us. He does listen to us. We can't see him, but he's with us. And the only thing about God is that even though he's with us and he does communicate with us in his own ways, like, we still need each other. We need people, because at least we can actually see people, and get a direct response from the person that we're talking to. And we can't do life alone. I myself am in a life group. They used to be called discipleship groups, but at my church, which is Word of Faith in Austell, Georgia, like, we have life groups, and I lead a life group and every year. And I do that because I just feel like it's important. It's very important to have a group of people that you can talk to about situations, and that you can listen to, because it's hard out here. Like, life is hard. And I myself have had times where I just felt like, man, like, I don't want to be here no more. Like, and I wasn't necessarily saying that I was suicidal, because I wouldn't say that I was suicidal. It was just a thought of, man, I don't feel like being here no more. Like, sometimes things can happen in your life that just make you feel like, man, what's the point? Like, I'm tired. Like, this is no fun. Like, life is hard. I don't want to do this no more. But even then, with me saying that, I know, like, that this is not the end all be all. There's always another reason to smile. And life is not a continuum of the same old thing over and over. Although it does seem that way. The sun rises and sets. You have rainy days, you have sunny days, but it's not always bad. It is not always good, but we are all here for a reason. And I just say that to say, like, there's been a lot of things going on with, like, suicides, and that's the reason why, like, I'm here right now wearing these earrings. This is so funny because these earrings were inspired by that year, 2019, when we had 4 Black winners of Miss USA, Miss America, Miss Universe, and Miss Teen USA. They were all Black. And I remember preparing for a trip, and, we were going to go to Mexico. Me and Deanna were going to go to Mexico, and we were preparing for this trip. And I saw, I'm going to try to pronounce her name without messing it up, but I saw Zozabinzi Tunzi, who won Miss Universe in 2019. She had on these type of earrings, and they were so beautiful. And I just remember looking at them, and I told Deanna, like, I really, really love those earrings that she's wearing. And these were inspired by her earrings that she wore, which I will insert a picture of Zozabinzi Tunzi in this clip right here. But she's wearing a pair of earrings that are similar to mine. And I was just like, girl, I gotta have those earrings. And Deanna, like, sent me a pair of these earrings that were inspired by Zozabinzi Tunzi. And so, like, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, those are so beautiful. And the reason why I brought this up was because, we just had Cheslie Kryst pass away. She committed suicide, and it was just out of nowhere, and it caught everybody off guard because it was like, yo, like, this girl has everything. Like, she has beauty, she has body, she has intelligence, she has good morals and values, and she's strong and she's successful, and all of the things that you would think of when it comes to a really great woman, she had. And that year you had a lot of Black women that were doing it, that had all of that, and yet and still, like, a few weeks ago, or maybe a couple weeks ago now, it was reported that she had taken her own life. And, I feel like there's no face to suicide. there's no person that fits that model of what a typical suicidal person looks like. I myself don't totally understand it. I think a lot of people are at the point where they just don't understand why a person would do it, or like what it takes for a person to get to that point. But for me, like, I've been thinking about it, and when I think about my own life, I think about the times where I have felt really down, and I didn't want to, like, I felt like this was like pointless, like, a waste of time. But the only thing that kept me like positive was God, because like I was just thinking like He put me here for a reason. And I also thought like God is going to help me through this, because I've had times in my life where I went through some really heartbreaking trials and tribulations, and I feel like, I made it through. And these were times where I just felt like I would never make it through. Like, like I went through a really bad divorce. I was heartbroken, and I just felt like, this world that I had created in my mind of what I thought my life was going to be like completely was shattered. And so I had to figure out who I was and why was I here? Like outside of that relationship, like what is going on with me? Like what is next? Like what is my purpose? And so those are the type of thoughts and, things that kind of make me stay positive and not see everything as like a finite thing. But I just say that to say, like, there is no typical person that is your poster child for suicide. I think that it's a spiritual battle that happens between people and spirits. And I feel like sometimes whatever you allow to, take over your thoughts, or whatever you give life to is going to manifest in your own life. And so, so like I was saying, like whatever you give your thoughts to, those thoughts, have power. Even though our words may have power, thoughts have power too. And whatever you're continuously thinking about, it can manifest in your life. So I wore these earrings, like I said, just in, almost like a tribute to all of the beautiful Black queens that won, Miss America, Miss Teen USA, Miss USA, and Miss Universe that year in 2019. And I also wore my nails. I got my nails done today, and I got this shape just in solidarity and just to represent Kryst, who loved wearing her nails long and pointed like this. I noticed, like, in her TikToks and her videos, her nails, she always wore her nails like this for the most part, and she had different colors and things like that. And I just wanted to kind of, pay tribute to her in this way. So I have my earrings, and I've got my, well, y'all know I already had curly hair, and then I got my nails. So I just kind of wanted to, like, kind of represent them a little bit, and just, send a reminder out to everybody that, if you're dealing with something, talk to your friends. One thing I did notice about Cheslie Kryst was the fact that she, a lot of her TikTok videos and a lot of her pictures, she was by herself. And, she was in New York, but her family was mostly in like, I think it was either North Carolina. I think it was North Carolina. She was pretty much by herself. And I feel like if she had like, some friends or a really good friend in New York with her, it may have been avoided. I'm not going to say that it could have 100% been avoided, but make sure you keep good people around you. Make sure that you are, you know, like trying to be positive and trying to, I think there's a stigma with like Black women that we have to remain strong in all things. And that's just not true. Like, we all get tired. Like, I be tired a lot, y'all. Like, I do get tired. And just going through the grueling day to day, like things, it can be tiring, you know? So it's good to just kind of take a break. If you need to take a break, take a break. You know what I mean? If you need to take a vacation, take a vacation. Do something you've never done before. You know, see things that you've never seen before. Explore things you've never explored before that are, you know, good in God's eyes. Yeah, so that's pretty much what I wanted to say. I think like a lot has been happening, like not just with suicides, but also with murders and also with like just all this darkness around us. Like, so we have to have like those positive things like in our lives. I had a coworker that passed away like over the weekend by murder. It was somebody that she loved, you know, took her life. And even from my coworkers, like we're all like going through things differently and going through grief differently, and it is just really so hard like to stay positive. But I just want to kind of let y'all know that, you know, this is not the end all be all. You know, God is still in control, and everything happens for a reason, and everything has its season. Okay, so in 1 John chapter 5, verses 4-5, it says, "For everyone who has been born of God overcomes the world, and this is the victory that has overcome the world, our faith. Who is it that overcomes the world except through the one who believes that Jesus is the Son of God?" We are overcomers. Like, we do struggle, and not only Christians, but people in general, we struggle in this world just because of the sin nature of everything. And excuse me if y'all hear background noises, but you know, just because of the sin nature of everything, like this is the world that we live in. So you have to have faith in Jesus Christ to overcome this world, to overcome these spiritual battles, and to win. You know, it rains on the unjust and the just, on the just and the unjust. And it's important that we remember that, you know, God is for us, that He is always with us, and that we can always depend on Him. And, you know, they say weeping endures for the night, but joy comes in the morning. You know, so we do go through tests and trials. We do go through tribulations, and that's in every segment. That's in every like sector of the world, like, or of what we know, healthcare, you know, the film industry, music industry, you know, blue collar jobs, white collar jobs. It don't matter. Like, we all go through things, and everybody's being affected. This is a time where we have to love one another. We have to keep our loved ones close, you know, draw up those relationships and keep them close, and love each other, support one another, you know, and be there for your friends. When they tell you that they're struggling, actually like really take that seriously, take it to heart, you know, because it's always like the strong ones. Sometimes the strong ones feel like nobody cares about them. Like, sometimes I feel like I'm helping everybody else out, and it's almost like nobody thinks anything could, you know, happen to me. And granted, I want that to be true, but sometimes you want to feel loved too. You want to feel like appreciated. And sometimes that can just slip through the cracks when everybody's just going about their daily business. So make sure that you know that you are loved, and to be around people who want to show you that love. And if you don't know anybody, if you don't have any friends, try to get out there and, you know, join a life group, join a discipleship group, join a church that is a good church, because there are false churches out there. There are, cults and things of that nature. So steer away from those places, but find you a good Christian church that has programs that you can thrive in and be successful in. Or, just find ways to like get out and do things that make you happy, new hobbies, new things like that. And what else did I want to say? Like, one thing that I can say is that, like, I looked up to Cheslie Kryst just because she was fly. The girl was beautiful. Like, she was beautiful. She was intelligent. She was a lawyer. Like, she fought for prison reform and things like that. And she was, in my opinion, like a real life princess. Like, she was a real life princess. And I feel like there's only so many of those in this world. Like, I would say that even for me, Colin Kaepernick is a real life prince to me. Like, I feel like he's a prince. I call him Prince because that's what I see with him. And I felt like with her, she was a princess. And I just looked up to her, and I feel like it's hard to find people like that these days. And so, let's just love each other, y'all. I'm sorry if this video was like really like long, drawn out, maybe a little boring, or, like sad or whatever, but it just needed to be said, y'all. It's a lot going on in this world, and we just have to stay positive. We have to keep shining, and that's, like I said, another reason why I wore these earrings, because they are just beautiful. And it's okay, like, we have our nails and we have our makeup and we have our hair and we have all of these things, but it's the inside. You got to take care of who's inside, your spirit, your mind, your soul. That's the person that you have to take care of. We can make this look good, but like, it's important to take care of the inner you. Put the inner you ahead of the outer you sometimes. A lot of times, actually. We're supposed to live by the spirit, y'all. So just keep thriving, Don't just aim to survive these next few years, but aim to thrive through these next years. Aim to, like, really be successful in these years, but, don't overburden yourself. Don't push past, what you feel like you can do. One last thing, I think that, sometimes when we have goals and we actually achieve those goals and life goes back to normal, it can kind of be like a wake-up call, like, wow, like this. So basically this is just normal everyday stuff again, But I think that is just to show us that no matter what we achieve in our lives, like, the greatness is in God. And so if you are a high achiever and you feel like your achievements don't make you happy, that's probably because your focus is not in the right place. So my advice would be to focus on others, to help others, to help other people to, achieve and reach their, what they, strive for. I think service to others really kind of gives us purpose. So for the high achievers out there, help others, and maybe you'll find your joy in that. I love y'all. I thank y'all for listening to this video. Let me know what you think about, what I've said. And if you want to see more content like this, y'all, feel free to subscribe to my channel, like and comment, so you're up on all the latest videos. And with that, y'all be blessed. I love y'all. Have a good day.